This is 3 News Daily.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Thursday, March 16th. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. And we start today on Cleveland's west side, where 2 people now face the possibility of more than a decade in prison. This is after the death of a first grader this past weekend. Brian Irby and Shartika Mock have been charged with involuntary manslaughter for the death of 7-year-old Demetrius Dunlap. Police say Demetrius got a hold of a gun in their home and accidentally shot himself. We don't know right now whether they're related to the boy. Awful. Now to an update in the case of former attorney Dorothea Kingsbury, found guilty of stealing money from her developmentally disabled clients. Kingsbury was sentenced to 4 years in prison yesterday afternoon. She stole more than $1 million from 21 of those clients and one of her elderly clients' trust accounts. Now, the FBI Violent Crime Task Force is asking for your help to find the man who robbed the U.S. Bank on Euclid Avenue in Cleveland. This happened last Friday, March 10th. The FBI says the suspect walked into the bank at around 2:55 p.m., approached a bank teller, gave the teller a demand note, and verbally demanded money. Witnesses saw him run away with the money through the East 14th Street exit. If you have any information, the FBI asks that you call their tip line at 1-877-FBI-OHIO. Now tonight in East Palestine, another community open house is happening at the area gym to talk about the ongoing fallout from the derailment. At the state level, the Ohio Fire Marshal's Office says they'll begin training first responders for railroad emergencies starting next week. And Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost went on national television to discuss the lawsuit he filed against Norfolk Southern. Here he is on MSNBC's Morning Joe yesterday.
This lawsuit is the state of Ohio saying, we are not going to forget you. The effects that become apparent years ahead from now, like 9/11, right? Things we found out years later. This lawsuit is designed to make sure that East Palestine is not forgotten and that there's accountability and resources to deal with those things that we don't even know yet.
Certainly a lot of questions about what's to come in the future. Now, in this lawsuit, Yost accused Norfolk Southern of numerous federal and state law violations, saying the derailment was entirely avoidable. And today, police are still looking for 4 people involved in a shooting of a Cleveland officer 2 days ago. That officer luckily survived, but is still in the hospital. And our Lydia Esparra explains how this team's quick thinking saved his life.
The scanner traffic says it all.
Hey, hold the traffic, 28th and Central. We got an officer down, officer shot.
An officer shot.
If there's anybody able to assist with District 3, they got an officer shot over on 28th and Cedar.
Every cruiser goes, every police car goes.
Jeff Fulmer with the Cleveland Patrolmen's Association says Tuesday night was scary.
The stars lined up and, everybody did their job. They were cool, calm, and got them there.
This stolen Kia was stopped by police. The suspects jumped out of the car.
The car's on scene. It's a black male, orange sweater, had a gun in his left hand.
2 officers followed on foot, and that's when one of them was shot.
Radio, send a car to 27 to Cedar in that parking lot. That Kia should be crashed out. The male who was shooting was the driver.
Another zone car arrives on the scene and administers first aid.
That's correct, radio. They're taking up the
Fulmer says Cleveland police officers are trained to use this, a tourniquet, a device.
Short, simple, it goes around her leg.
Meant to stop the bleeding. It likely saved the officer's life. Tourniquets are in the zone cars. Some of the officers carry them with their gear. But when it comes down to it, when bullets start flying, anyone is a target.
They've used them many times on civilians that's been shot and things like that. I mean, it's been proven that they will save a life.
Very quick thinking from that team. Now, we're told the officer is in good condition at Metro Health. Anyone with information on the 4 people responsible for this is asked to call the police. Now, in Columbus, lawmakers are trying to lower the age required to become a police officer in Ohio. House Bill 84 was introduced last week with the goal of raising the number of law enforcement staff and bringing up morale in a time of police misconduct and staffing shortages. Now, right now, you have to be 21 to be a police officer in Ohio, but if signed into law, this bill would lower that to 18 years old. Right now, 18-year-olds can only start training to join law enforcement through cadet programs. All right, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and while some of you plan on going out to party, the Ohio State Highway Patrol is saying don't press your luck. They are not messing around. They're partnering with local police to catch impaired drivers during the holiday. This is part of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's Buzzed Driving is Drunk Driving campaign. And this afternoon, Summit County Prosecutor's Office held a St. Patty's Day safety initiative to warn drivers and remind them about the consequences of drunk driving. Amanda Wood, a woman who was injured in a crash involving a drunk driver, was there to share her story as well. We've got more information about that on WKYC.com. Okay, the days of digging for quarters might soon be over for Clevelanders. This is very exciting news. I was very excited to hear this because the city has chosen Flow Bird and Parkmobile for a new citywide smart parking system. So yes, that means we'll be getting rid of those antiquated quarter pay parking meters, and customers will be able to pay for their parking through an app, text message, or by scanning a QR code. Listen, I'm not taking credit for this, but I did talk to then Mayor-elect Justin Bibb about this issue before he took office, and I told him I would really like to see a different parking situation downtown. There'll be about 600 multi-space meters and 100 single-space meters across downtown and nearby neighborhoods, and I have to tell you, it's long overdue. Clearly, I'm very happy about this. Okay, big changes are coming to Hinkley Lake. Cleveland Metro Parks officials are planning to rehabilitate its dam. Now, to make this happen, Hinkley Lake will have to be drained temporarily, but that will not happen until September. So the good news there is that summer activities on the lake can still happen. You can get out there with your stand-up paddle boards and all that good stuff. Officials expect this project to cost about $9 million when it's all said and done. Now, all month, we've been introducing you to incredible women from right here in Northeast Ohio for Women's History Month, and today we're highlighting a powerhouse from the Cleveland Clinic. This is a person who's gone above and beyond to ensure that the next generation of nurses feel supported and prepared to provide the best care to their patients. 3 News' Brianna Dahlquist reports.
Meet Stephanie McCarroll-King, a nurse practitioner with a passion for mentoring the next generation of nursing students.
Being a mentor is something you just don't turn off, you don't turn it on. It's just part of being a leader, you know, to just continue to bring people forward.
Back in 2004, Stephanie joined the Cleveland Clinic as a nursing assistant. And now she holds a Master's of Science in Nursing and serves as a clinical coordinator in the Asthma Center. She says from an early age, she's always wanted to become a nurse.
Just kind of became like this wind tunnel and just consumed who I was, and just kind of, you know, just became this open thing of I need to be here. So I say it would be more of a calling for me.
She credits several physician leaders and nurses with helping to push her forward in her career. And now she's doing her part by mentoring nursing students of color at Tri-C.
I learned from her not only just developing my technical nursing skills, but also I just really admired how she interacted with patients and families and the rest of the medical staff. She's always respectful and patient, and she just always provided the best quality, holistic nursing care to the patient.
Nurse Monica Labadia says she does not know where she'd be without Stephanie pouring into her.
I'd already had 10 years of critical care nursing experience, which is all I knew, and she introduced me to clinical research. And that's where I am now, which I love.
And just last year, Stephanie and her colleagues received a Caregiver Award for providing exceptional service. Stephanie wants to make sure that the next generation of nurses can walk in their purpose with guidance, because she knows that although the journey may be long, that it's so worth it in the end.
But for me, if I can help someone to understand, like, hey, yes, this is maybe a problem here, but let me show you how to go around this. Let me, kind of help guide through this.
Another example of an incredible woman from right here in our area. Now, Stephanie's mentorship program at the Cuyahoga Community College is going strong. Her goal is to uplift the next generation of nurses by preparing them for the industry before they get there. So if you're interested in signing up, you can visit tric.edu and find more information there. Now in sports news, the Browns have reportedly signed defensive tackle Maurice Hurst to a one-year deal. That's according to a report from the website Orange and Brown. Hurst sat out the entire 2022 season when he was with the 49ers because of a torn bicep, and he missed a good chunk of the 2021 season because of a calf injury. Hurst is reportedly looking to get his career back on track with Cleveland as the Browns reinforce their defense in free agency. So far, the Browns have added Dalvin Tomlinson and edge rusher Obanya Okoronkwo to their roster. Now, March Madness has officially begun in basketball news. The Kent State Golden Flashes are now in Albany, ready for the men's NCAA tournament. There was a special siren sender-off party for the team yesterday, named for head coach Rob Senderoff. Kent State guard Malik Jacobs took over the team's Instagram account yesterday and gave us a behind-the-scenes look as the team made its way to New York. Kent State faces the Indiana Hoosiers tomorrow night. They're a 13 seed, Kent is, and a 4 seed, the Hoosiers, so a bit of a difference there. Tip-off is set for 9:55 p.m. tomorrow, but it could go later, and it probably will go later because, of course, you never know what time those earlier games are going to end. All right, thanks everybody for being with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more of your top stories from around Northeast Ohio. Everybody have a great day.